there's a long-legged Mac Daddy. His African in-heat father went on after a trashy white woman. He was born trash. The best thing that could ever happen to any group of people is slavery. We got the sickest, poorest, economically deficient people on the planet. If Jesus is black, heaven is a ghetto. Everywhere black people live is a ghetto. Why should I be yelling at the white man? Hell, if it wasn't for him, we'd all probably be dead from diseases and sickness. Or hell, we each other.
So we found another raccoon.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I declare the blood of Jesus against you, you lesbos, you perverts, you sick-minded people. You are sick. You are demon-possessed. They go to these churches, these house shops, these Obama. these that love that trash called Obama. Then mama is white. She's a piece of trash. She's a slut and a whore. I'm tired of the Democrat Party making out of our women and out of our men. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I've had enough of it. Who's the one that gives the sentence? Who's the ones that judge? Who's the one that judges who goes to hell? Jesus is the one that judges who goes to hell. And you're going to go too for your confrontation of me.
So you see the type of person we're dealing with here. This is like watching a live action Uncle Ruckus. It's funny at first, it's a spectacle, but then you come back down to earth and you realize this is the kind of person you don't want to end up like. His whole gimmick is old man yells at cloud. A lot of the things I've heard him say, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Oh, he's one of them. But he did say something that really did kind of piss me off.
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen the New York skyline, let's say from Battery Park up to like 59th Street, all the buildings where they take a picture of all the buildings, skyscrapers feed their fingers of the buildings scraping the sky?
Yeah.
And all these massive amount of buildings right in New York City. That's just up to 59th Street. Can you point out among those literally thousands of buildings, one that was built by a black man? What about all these buildings over here? What about this church? What about these houses? Which one of those was built by a black man?
I have no idea.
The reason why you don't know is because black man haven't built in it. So this business about black man building America is a poison that's being poured into the lives of people that is blatantly and patently untrue.
This man said black people didn't build America by pointing to buildings in New York like it's the only place in America, while ignoring the fact that slaves were the driving force of the economy for hundreds of years, including free black people thereafter. There's so much wrong with what he said. So let's start from the top, because this man is incredibly stupid. Black people started building New York when it was originally called New Amsterdam, and it was ran by the Dutch, all right? How? You guessed it. Enslaved Africans were imported and represented the bulk of the heavy labor required to build up the colony. So building roads, clearing forests, digging canals, building docks, even literally building the wooden wall in 1650 to defend the settlement with the road that ran right next to it that we now know as Wall Street. We literally built Wall Street. Then the British came. And in the 17th and 18th centuries, a lot of the same labor was used to build public markets, churches, forts, buildings, most if not everything. These people were considered urban slaves and worked as blacksmiths, carpenters, and brickmakers. Legit making the bricks. The city heavily depended on slave labor and had the second largest enslaved population in British North America after Charleston, with 20% of New York's population being black. And there's even some estimations by historians that claim 40% of households in some of the areas in New York during the 1700s owned at least one slave. And if that's not enough to prove this guy is an idiot, we can keep going. And I will, because I love this shit, okay? And of course, for the people that love to try and point out trivial gotchas, yes, Dutch settlers, European servants, indigenous people, the Irish, Germans, they all helped build the city. That's besides the point of the video. Now that we got that out the way, Another thing that a lot of people don't know, including me until I did more research, was in 1991, construction workers uncovered the remains of a burial site of what they estimated to be between 15 and 20,000 Africans and African Americans who lived in colonial New York. And a lot of them were slaves who helped build the city but were excluded from church cemeteries because, well, we all know. But according to this guy,
yeah, white man built America. You say the slave built America. Don't they cover that lie? I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. You ain't built nothing. Half the time what you did build as a slave, the white man had to whoop your ass with a whoop to get you to do that little bit of work that you did do. Had to whoop your ass to get it done. Talking about we built America. You ain't built a damn thing.
The skeletons at these burial sites showed evidence of physically demanding labor. So spinal compression, arthritis, healed fractures, everything consistent with manual work and construction. And the story continues all the way up to current times, especially with the construction of Harlem, which was designed by Black architects like Vertner Woodson Tandy, who was the first Black licensed architect in New York, J. Max Bond Jr., who did a lot of the urban planning, designing educational buildings, and also played a huge role in designing the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. And this is just New York. If that's not building, then I don't know what is. And we haven't even touched on the wars we've been in that as a byproduct established soft power in United States hegemony, which helps nation building via the bloodshed of our military service members, which has had Black men and women in it for about 250 years. Dumbass people like this piss me off, especially when they're Black. Like, what the fuck are you doing spouting this bullshit? At the tail end of your life, this is what the fuck you want to do? Tell people they're going to hell, talk down about your own people, in New York of all places, in a church of all places, refusing to just go bald, pissed at the world in a suit. This is how you want to go out? This is the legacy you want to leave behind? That's a shame, man. It's a shame. That seems like an unfulfilling life. I just don't understand what this guy's motive is. He talks down on Muslims as if they're inferior just because they aren't Christian, or as if Black people don't have a long history with Islam. He even called Obama a Muslim.
I stood up against that first Muslim and cried out, Obama! Stood up against him. That's right. That was 18 years ago. Now here come another Muslim. And the Lord has said, we found it right here in Isaiah, but here am I, Lord, here am I, so help me God, send me, and I'll stand up against Mamdani and Mohammed.
Obama hasn't been president for almost a decade, and he's a Christian. He talks about immigrants like they aren't the reason why this country is so successful, full stop. The United States is a mix of so many different cultures. Imagine New York City with food that has no seasoning, no Chinese spot, no Jamaican spot, no Caribbean food, just bland. That's not New York. It's not New York. It'll never be New York. You even have people in the comment section of his videos blindly agreeing with everything he says, claiming he's telling it like it is just because he says shit with conviction. But all you have to do is an ounce of research, Google is free, to just see that he is dead wrong. That's the problem we have today. People just say shit and idiots agree no matter how wrong it is because it aligns with how they fucking feel at the moment. This is why shit is so bad right now. He's also had things to say about Zohran Mamdani as if he's not been doing so much good for New York, just spouting off anything behind the altar. Again, calling his wife a lesbian when there's no public records of her being one. Bitching about Zohran being Muslim and bitching to his congregation that free bus rides are stupid, of all things.
Who had the slightest inclination to vote for Mamdani. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You sick. Mamdani had a celebration down at City Hall of all the immigrants, all the Muslims, all the immigrants down there. No niggas. He's a Muslim for crying out loud. He's a jihadist at core. His wife is a lesbo, jihadist, Hamas supporter, intifada believer. Here you nigga talking about Mamdani gonna give us a free bus ride. Hell, it doesn't matter if they're handing out free sandwiches in hell, I ain't going. Are you crazy? You get a free bus ride. Don't get a free bus. Get your ass a job. Get a job, nigga. Free bus rides. You want something free. He's our boy.
This new version of Fences is great.
He said, we got free food. And that nigga talking, we have grocery stores, you should have seen the niggas jumping up and down. Won't work, don't got a job, can't hold a job,
Reverend
ain't
Ruckus.
got no money, don't have no security.
Where's his white writers?
But Mamdani gonna give us a free food. Damn! I don't need you to give me no free food. I buy my own.
To provide a little bit of context, Zohran plans to make taking the bus free across New York City, something other cities and countries across the world have already done, by the way. Serbia, Estonia, France, Australia, and even Olympia, Washington, right here at home. It's also free in Luxembourg and Malta, and studies show that free bus fare has been proven to increase operational efficiency, quality of life, and health, and there's environmental benefits. And he just disregards all of that just to say niggas need to get a job, as if having free bus rides doesn't remove a barrier for someone who wants to actively look for a job in New York City, especially if they don't have transportation or the money to make it to interviews they may have lined up throughout the week. This man is a dunce with a Bible and a congregation to bitch at, to curse at, by the way. What kind of church is this, all right? Regardless of his political affiliation, this has nothing to do with church, the word, Jesus. It's just an old nigga using an altar that says Jesus to spout bullshit. This is the epitome of black people using black people, because I'm sure he's collecting all types of tithes from the congregation while telling them lie after lie. This shit makes me fucking hate the idea of religion and church sometimes, bro. People like this will lead you down the wrong path in the name of Jesus. And he was running for mayor, by the way. Let that sink in. And then he's enabling white trash like Steven Crowder to make thumbnails like this. So here they go again, using black people as tap dancers, laughing at us and indirectly calling us niggas and telling us to get a job in the process. These people are the most low-class, pathetic, disgusting people on the face of the fucking planet. I don't care how big your following is or how much money you make or how much your community hugs your nuts to make you feel important, you will always be a bottom of the barrel human that consistently supports someone who loves to diddle peckers. But back to the Zohran slander, all right? I'm hyped for the people of New York. It seems like he's actually changing the atmosphere up there and trying to make New York at least livable for the average person again. He's done so much good, it's almost too much positivity at once. He's reduced regulatory burdens for small businesses, expanded childcare funding, helped secure funds for workers' restitution. He's focused on affordability, tenant protections. So far, he looks like he actually cares about human life, which is disturbing that I even have to say that. It says a lot about where we are today. But Zohran will go on to do more for New York, more good for New York at the age of 34 than Manning has done in his 79 years of life. I put money on that. Pastor Manning needs to retire, go spend time with family, take an extended vacation. I don't know. He needs to do anything other than what he's currently doing as a 79-year-old man. Whatever turns you into this man as you age, I want no part of. I need a vaccine for that shit every single year. Do you understand? All right? It's wild what people will get on these platforms and say, man. If you've learned anything from watching this video, be sure to give it a like and smash the sub button. It's free and it helps the channel. Another day, another raccoon. Thanks for watching.
They know that Trump is poop. They know it. They know that Trump is a diarrhea poop. They know Trump is poop. And they put their hands into the poop to support Trump. Then they don't wash their hands when they hear the truth. They don't clean themselves from Trump. They don't clean themselves up for that vile, despicable orange-haired orangutan, that liar, that con man, that they know he's poop, and they put their hands in the poop, and yet they don't wash that. Then they go touch their wives. They want their wives and their children to be a part of the poop as well. They don't clean their hands. They put their poop hands on their children and on their wives. That's MAGA. That's what God said. That's MAGA. Jump, like,